That's good. Strange how it makes it look like we're on opposite sides,
It is,
don't
yeah.
it?
Okay. Sorry, it looks sad.
Okay. Good morning, Jesse. How are you today?
Okay.
Hey,
Better, but
okay. Well, we're here today because one of the clinicians kind of pulled me to the side and said there was an issue going on, that you were kind of feeling unsafe. I wanted to know if you
yeah.
could tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I just have been feeling really hopeless lately. Lots of stuff's been going on, and I just kind of feel like things would be better off if I wasn't around.
Okay. Well, what I want to do is take and do a suicide screening just to check to make sure and see exactly what what we need to do in order to keep you safe. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you some questions, and if you can just kind of answer those questions as most accurately as you can. Okay. Have you ever experienced or been diagnosed with depression, psychosis, anxiety, or addiction before?
Yeah.
Which ones?
Addictions,
Okay.
anxiety, and depression.
Oh, okay. How long ago?
I mean, I was depressed even when I was probably 15, 16. Anxieties then, probably started in my early 20s. And
Okay.
addiction, I mean, I've been using drugs probably since I was 15, 16. Some form or other.
Okay.
So,
Have you ever experienced any command or hallucinations or anything like that?
nothing
Okay.
like that.
All right. Are you currently using any substances?
Well, not right now, but I mean, yeah, pretty regularly. I'd say, I've been using heroin 3, 4 times a day for the past year or so. That's that's the big one.
How much have you been using?
Oh, probably about a half gram to a gram a day, whatever I can find money for.
Okay. IV or?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Have you experienced any type of trauma, any physical, emotional abuse in your life?
Yeah. Lots.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I mean, how far back you want me to go? I
Mm-hmm.
can go.
Just
I
what's the most important to you? What's the most traumatic event that's happened to you?
guess relationship, domestic violence. There's been a lot of that lately. Partner is angry because all the money I spend using heroin, and he gets mad, and we go at it.
Okay.
There's been a lot of that lately.
Are you currently experiencing any pain at all?
I mean, I'm always in a little bit of pain. I have bulging discs in my back, and I used heroin so long now. If I'm not using, I'm pretty much in withdrawal. So
Okay.
there's always pain.
So on a scale of 1 to 5, and five being experiencing the most pain, how would you rate that pain right now?
I'm always at about a 3.
Okay.
It seems like if I go too long without using it, gets up to a 5. But right now, yeah, I pretty much live in a 3.
Okay. Do you have a primary care physician that's addressing that issue?
No.
Okay. All right. So maybe that might be something we can kind of help out with. The next question is, have you recently suffered any type of loss or significant life changes?
Mm, yeah, kids got taken out of the house, so that's been a big one.
And,
They're with his parents right now, and that's another reason he's mad, because he says it's all my fault, even though part of the reason they're gone is the domestic violence in the house. But he doesn't look at it that way. It's all me because I use.
and so you kind of explained to me what type of impact it had on your life. On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the most anxiety, how's that impacting your life? Well, how would you rate that?
Well, I mean, my whole reason for wanting to get up in the morning is my kids. So
Okay.
not having them around is kind of making it seem really pointless at this point. So yeah, I have a lot of anxiety about how they're being cared for, what's being said about me to them. So yeah.
All right. Let's talk about you feeling hopeless. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 to 5, excuse me, and 5 being the most hopeless, how would you rate your hopelessness right now?
I'm pretty hopeless. I'd say probably about 5. I don't know what I'm gonna do. My kids aren't with me. He's not helping the situation. I can't seem to feel well enough to get anything done. So I mean, I'm just hanging on by a thread.
Okay. Next question. how much comfort or relief does the thought of suicide bring to you? Again, using a scale of 1 to 5, and 5 being no comfort or relief. How would you rate that?
Thought this comfort or relief. 5's no relief.
Yeah.
I'd say probably suicide brings me a lot of thoughts of relief. So I'd probably say like a 1. If 5's no relief, I'm probably getting a lot of relief from that thought.
Okay. All right. So, how powerless over your life situation do you feel right now? Again, using the scale of 1 to 5, and 5 being the most powerless.
I'm definitely very powerless right now.
Don't feel like you have much control right now?
Yeah, no, I mean, what can I do? I don't know what I can do out of this one.
How much do you feel? How much do you feel that you have in your life? What purpose do you feel that you have in your life right now? Using a scale of 1 to 5, and 5 meaning that you have no purpose
I'd
at all.
say I'm probably about a 5 right now because my kids were my purpose. They're not there now. I mean,
I can understand.
all I'm doing right now is taking money from him to stay so I can just function. So I mean, I don't have my kids. I just using up resources, and I'm not really contributing anything. So yeah, I don't feel like I'm got much purpose for being here right now.
So if we were to recommend some treatment, how willing are you to participate in that treatment to address the thoughts of suicide?
Depends on what the treatment is. I mean, if it's gonna be, here's this, go do it, and you feel bad. I don't know how realistic that is. I don't know what's gonna make me feel better.
So if the decision was that we thought that you needed to go inpatient for a while, would you be willing to commit to that?
I mean, I don't have anything else to do right now or lose. It's probably safer for me to be there. I mean, because the way I've been using it's kind of just, I think, a matter of time before I use more than I should.
Okay.
At this point, that's looking more and more appealing.
I guess my next question is, do you have any weapons or anything in your house?
No, I don't have any guns, if that's what you mean. I got plenty of needles. That's my weapon of choice lately.
So does that sound like that might be what your plan would be? Is how would you plan on committing suicide?
Well, that'd probably be the easiest way, is just use more than I have before.
Have you had any suicide attempts in the past?
When I was a kid, when I was young.
What did you do then?
Well, I would cut, but I think it was maybe more of an attention seeking, but I took a bunch of pills once. But yeah, it wasn't enough to do the trick. Failed at that too.
Anybody in your family who's ever attempted suicide?
Yeah.
Committed suicide?
Yeah.
Who's that?
I had an aunt that did.
Did she succeed in her suicide attempt?
Yeah. She was overdosed, and she had left a note that it was intentional. So there wasn't any confusion about that. She made sure to let everybody know she didn't want to be here.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Jesse. After all the questions that you asked, I definitely need to take and consult this with one of our physicians with some recommendations of possibly being admitted to our, at very least, our crisis respite unit to deal with this issue. Don't want you going out there hurting yourself. So, and you're not really in a position right now to commit to staying safe. So, we're just going to have to kind of, kick it up to the next level in order to make sure that you're not going to harm yourself. Okay. So, if you can just, allow me to make a couple of phone calls, and then we'll kind of get things on track. Okay.
All right. So I don't have anywhere else to be.
Okay. So. Well, don't give up. We're going to get you the help that you need to address this issue. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.